Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of my videos. I am S.A.N, and today I'm going to be trying out the demo for Heroes of Might and Magic, the Olden Era. I'm a big fan of the Heroes of Might and Magic games. I've been playing them since I was very young, and since this year marks the 30th anniversary of this game and the release of a brand new game within the Heroes of Might and Magic franchise, I thought it would be nice to give it a try. It's the second game demo I've tried in recent memory, and you guys all supported my previous one quite well, so I thought I'd give this a try today. So, you're just going to do a single-player classic game. And I'm going to go for Crossroads because it's the smallest map, so we can probably see the most of it. Only 2 players. There's going to be 6 factions for the full game. We have Temple, Necropolis, Dungeon, Schism, and the remaining 2 are Sylvan and Hive, respectively. So, unfortunately, Sylvan was the one I was really looking forward to trying because their troops seemed the best to me. Also, there was no Academy faction, so no Wizards, so I thought I'd try that. Well, they don't have either of those, so I'm going to go with Dungeon because it's one of the ones that was there from the start. And to get to pick our hero, I think I'm going to go with Kellar here because, I'm going to go back. It's Alt, I think. No, it's not. No, hang on. Is it him? Basic Insight base. Yeah, Insight's quite useful. I get more experience, so we level up faster. So I'm gonna go with that. All right, and we're gonna play. I'm gonna play for about an hour. I don't think we're gonna get through everything because unlike with Weepstone, which is the demo I played last time, which is a very contained game, this is an entire scenario. Admittedly, a small map, but I want medium map. I want to give that a try. So we're going to do through the various basic things here. As you can see, we have a bunch of resources up here to keep track of. We have a town, and we have a hero to start with. So let's go into the town to start. Alright. So, classic Heroes of Might and Magic games, we can build stuff. We need to start off with that sort of thing. So we have the warren and we have the safe house built. So it's 2 of our creature dwellings. I'm going to start by getting the 3rd of our core units, which is the amphitheater. You can see it's built there. Then we got to recruit. So we have troglodytes, kind of like blind subterranean frog creatures that can spit poison. Infiltrators, which kind of replace the harpies, are dark elf assassin types, and they have a hit and run strategy ability. And Onyx Dancers, which are Chakram Throwers, which are first range troops. So I'm going to add all those to my army here. We can leave. As I said, we have to collect resources to build stuff. We have a bunch of resources here. The classics are back. Gold, wood, ore, gem, crystal, and mercury, with one exception. Alchemical dust is replacing sulfur in this game. And alchemical dust is... I'm going to give my thoughts on this as we go along. But alchemical dust is one of the things that's probably going to take the most adjusting to in this game. Because I'll explain what it does when we get to that point. But it is probably going to be a problem. I want to learn sorcery here. So we leveled up. Yeah, so this is a sawmill. We need to claim it to start getting wood every day. There's also going to be an ore mine right here somewhere, which we're going to look for. And I got to keep collecting these resources. And there it is. There we go. Got both wood and ore on our first day. That's always good. All right. Now we've done that. All of our turns. We end our turn, and the AI will take over. Can I go there? No. All right. More alchemical dust, and we're gonna need a lot of that. So I'll explain what the alchemical dust is at this point. It's basically used for upgrading dwellings and therefore improving your troops. And this is a problem because there is no mine that produces alchemical dust. Let's get advanced sorcery. And now, alright, now we're leveling up. Let's do the leveling up process first. Now that we have advanced sorcery, we can pick a secondary skill, one of these 3, which will go into one of these 2 slots here. So we get 1 now, and we get another choice at a choice of 2 next time at expert. I'm going to get Magic Arrow because it's a free spell, basically, that does magical damage and costs you no mana. Very useful to have. And I quite like it. I'm sure some people are going to say, well, the other ones might be better. Possibly. I just really like it. So this is our spell book. I'm going to show it to you. This is the spell we start with. Every hero starts with a different one, and this is from our bird's eye. It basically gives us a look at the map. It gets better as our skills improve. I believe it's daylight magic, which we need to improve its effectiveness, but it lets us see a basic geographical layout of each region at the moment from a bird's eye view. Not terribly useful, but it's still kind of nice. I like the viewing spells because they help you find out where you need to go. Alright, so as I was explaining about the dust, I forgot to build anything. That's fine. I will definitely make mistakes as I try and explain things and play through the game. So, let's start here. Alright, let's construct something. This will be the easiest way to demonstrate. So if we go to the Warren, as you can see here, it costs us 10 alchemical dust. This is what the dust is used for, as I can tell, upgrading our creature dwellings. So if we go into here and now recruit creatures, we now have access to the 2 upgraded forms, Infernal Troglodytes and Toxic Troglodytes. They both have some different abilities here, as you can see, and in addition to improved stats over the basic version. Yeah, I'm going to probably go with the Toxic Troglodytes because I usually do that. So that's what the alchemical dust is used for. The problem is, as I said, there's no mine for it. There's a building you can find that lets you trade these 3 resources, gems, crystals, and mercury, for it at there, and you can't flag it, so you can't do it any other time. You have to keep going back. So this could be a bit of a problem as the game progresses, because certain players could just basically hold the I think it's an alchemy lab, and control it for as long as the game is, and that would let them upgrade the troops. You don't have to upgrade, but usually in any game where you can upgrade your troops in the Might and Magic franchise, it's usually worth it. And I'm also going to point out this other thing up here, this icon. This is basically the law section of the game. This is a new element that was introduced to this game that's basically, as far as I can tell, taken from the Civilization games. Quite similar to the whole policies you make in that game. So I can basically, just to go here, I can get resource riches, provides a one-time bonus of 250 gold, 5 wood, and 5 ore when enacted. So I'm going to just do that, enact the law. So I automatically gain those resources. It gives me a little bit of a head start. I can also improve my tax collection and lead nations, and there's some for army, like getting better troglodytes. As you can see, it gets unlocked as you go further, and we get experience for laws, basically, generated by our heroes and by our kingdom in general. I don't know all this too well because, as you'll no doubt see, I tend to forget about it as I play through the game. I'm going to try and stay on top of that. But, yeah, this is, as I said, because I'm only going to be playing for about an hour of this today, it's probably not going to get to too much. All right, this is an easy battle. Let's get into a fight. Yeah, I can easily just destroy them, but I want to actually show the battle, so we'll go to the battle screen. Alright, so we have tactics here. I hated tactics in the old game, but it's more fine now. We're not playing in 3, and the AI can't, or other players can't abuse it massively. It's really annoying. Alright. So, we have to take on some skeleton archers, and just some basic skeletons. 30 skeleton archers. Alright. What should I do? So, you can see here at the top, there's the initiative order. And I'm going to decide how to do this here. So all of my troops go first. Alright. Also, each faction has an ability, which is called the 3 stances. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically 3 stances. I'm going to pick the dragon stance here to improve my spell power, so I can do some more damage with my magic arrow spell I learned. So it'll do 65 points of magic damage. As you can see, that killed half of the skeleton archers. Alright, move them there. Alright, so we got good morale there, which means we get to move again. I don't know if cover is in this game or not, but it used to be, and that will at least protect me from them. Alright. Yeah, just soften up the archers a bit more. They hop like frogs. Alright, so they took 11 damage. One didn't die there. As you can see, we have hit points here, and we have actual units. Get in there, they can teleport in, basically, and attack. Makes them very handy. There you go, that's why I like Magic Arrow. It's a free spell, basically. Alright, that was easy. Set the results, we get experience points. And this is a Warren, which lets us recruit troglodytes here each week. And we also can obviously now also improves our production of them in our town. Ooh, get a gold mine really early? That's good. Yeah, you guys can run this time. There we go. This'll help. What day is it? Day 4. Okay. You usually want to head back close to the new week to pick up stuff, but that's fine. Alright, so we have some gem storage here. And this is a good point to bring out the other issue I think this game might have so far. I don't know if this is just because this is an early access demo, but in addition to the alchemical dust, as you can see, a lot of these fights here, there's a skull rating, basically, showing how difficult it is. These will get improve in size as the game goes on, and therefore difficulty, because the troops, my enemies do basically grow as the week goes by, just as your troops get produced. Not at the same rate, but it's kind of an issue because one thing, I don't know if we'll get to see an enemy hero attack fight in this game or not, but trust me when I say these numbers are really low compared to what they'll have, and it creates this massive disparity between the two, and it's really annoying. I have literally been destroyed almost every time I played this game, and it's kind of annoying because of that. I don't know if this is something they're planning on fixing in the full release or not, but it's very hard to tell because you only need to carry your troops with you what you need, because you need to defend your town as well. So it kind of creates this issue you have of balancing it, and I really hope it's something that there's adjustments for later on, or at least there's better indications, because good grief is it bad. I'm going to build the Byzantine Palace, which is basically our town hall in this game. The dungeon faction has an overall Greco-Roman feel to it. That improves the amount of gold we get each day, which is very important. I know I just got a gold mine, but it's one of those more is always better things. Alright, these are storehouses. They're like mines. We have to visit them every week. What did that... Okay. So I got some experience from that. Whispering... Okay. So yeah, those are the main issues I've seen with the game so far. The alchemical dust and the troop, basically, differences. Also, the other thing I mentioned is, yeah, obviously I will try and remember but enact laws, but I will often forget. That is something I definitely have not been the best at in the past. I don't know if that's one of the main issues with why I was having difficulty before. I can't imagine it being the only thing, because I basically have had my castle built up before. Alright, let's head back because it's almost a new week, and that's when we get more troops. Alright. There, that'll help our income quite a bit. And it'll make up the fact that I lost a day's building. Alright, let's go to the upgrading screen. So we can upgrade them into either infernal troglodytes or toxic troglodytes. As I said, I think I prefer the toxic troglodytes. They have this toxic blood ability, which when they take damage, they poison the enemy. That's great. So they also have slightly better damage. Yeah, the only downside is the infernal troglodytes have better defense, but I still prefer them. So let's upgrade them. As you can see, it doesn't cost us alchemical dust to upgrade them, and we can switch them back and forth for free whenever we want once they're upgraded. Alright, let's get the magic guild so I can show that off. Also, I kind of wish there was an icon for the magic guild over here with the rest of these, but there isn't. You have to actually click on it. Alright, so spells that we got from here. So there are 4 schools of magic in this. They're not the elements anymore. There's primal magic, which is kind of like elemental forces. Daylight magic, yeah, which is that bird from a bird's eye is in, which is like healing and supportive spells. Arcane magic, which is kind of mix and match, kind of. And nitro magic, which is mostly curses. Alright, so we got a few things here. I can heal, lightning bolt. I'll probably still might stick with magic arrow if it's free, but I can switch that in too if I want. The other nice thing is you can click on any of these. I'll show you here. Energy explosion is nice because it's an area effect spell, and you can spend resources to unlock it once a day. That is one of the major changes I'm really glad about, because the magic guild was always one of the issues with the earlier editions of the game because it was always random. It's still random, but you can now spend resources to learn all the spells you want. You had to go around building plenty of towns and plenty of magic guilds in the hopes of actually being able to get them last time. Now we can just do it all in one town, so that's nice. Alright, I don't want to go anywhere, so my hero will have added all those spells to his spellbook, which is nice. Alright. Yeah, let's upgrade the safe house. Yeah, more alchemical dust. I have only found one source of so far. Alright. Upgrade you guys. Alright. Now, which one of you has the one that doesn't... Yeah, one of you has the ability... Yeah. There you go. Staggering hit prevents the target from counterattacking until the end of the round. This is incredibly useful, especially with their hidden run ability. So I'm going to get the Guile Infiltrators. I just want to... Yeah, that's why you can toggle them over which one you want to recruit normally, because that'll come in handy once the actual week starts tomorrow. All right, there we go. All right, so new week. Weakens all neutral squad. Okay, so all the neutral creatures on the map, all those armies you see there are going to be weaker. All right, first thing to do, we should get new troops, but I want to upgrade the amphitheater first. So let's start with that, so I can get my core units all upgraded. As you can see, I'm already running a little low on alchemical dust. I'm not getting any of it. There is this icon here of getting some income from it, as you can see, other things. But I'm still don't know how to do that yet. Still figuring some of this out. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jasper one. So I'm gonna get. There we go. Now we recruit all the troops. The Jasper ones have deal full damage and melee. That's why I took them, by the way. Alright. A lot of storehouses. Ah! Alchemy dust storage. We want to go get that. Let them run. Yeah, as you can see, this is part of the problem. Like, they're all running away from me. So as far as I can tell, I have a good army at this point. But it kind of creates this issue with the fact, yes, you do for the time being, but it's only for now. But if they keep running away from you, you assume you're doing well. This is definitely one of those things that is not being telegraphed very well, because if they're all running away from me, then clearly my army is of substantial size. I should be doing fine. But every time I run into another hero, their army's massive and I lose. Yeah, let's pass some laws here. Yeah, let's get this... Get extra law points to spend later on. Better keep on that. Alright. Alright, let's get the bank, which is the new version of Premier Hall. There's no capital in this game like in Heroes 3. But as you start building things up, you can get better income, which is important. Especially during the week, I like getting it then. So I can save up gold for the future week coming. Alright. Now, obviously one other thing you can do is recruit multiple heroes, because there's a tavern for that. But I tend to not do that. That might be an issue, I suppose, because I tend to... But it does let me condense my forces. And for the early game, you usually don't need too many gophers, is what I tend to call them. As in, because they go and do things for you. Alright, that was the marketplace. Lets me trade resources. Very handy to get that early on. But it doesn't, and this is the key point, let you trade for alchemical dust. If that was something that they would do in the later, like when the full release happens, that would probably be a good idea. Alright, so... Got all these dwellings. Oh yeah, Pandora's Box is a holdover from some of the previous games like Heroes 3, and this is correct. Did you know it was actually a large jar and not a box? In the original myth, it was. Alright, so that's still difficult. Well, normal technically, but it's more difficult than the rest of these fights. So I'm gonna wait for that. Okay, so yeah, let's get the Resource Depot, which replaced the Resource Silo from the earlier games. Gives us multiple more resources, gems in this case. I believe. Yeah, 2 gems per day, wow. So we have 2 gem mines without having to flag any of them, basically. Okay, here's something interesting I know. As you know, when you hear this, it shows this trail. There used to be a way of clicking a horse icon in the previous games to go there. There isn't that now, as far as I can tell. But it also used to keep that path highlighted for you whenever you wanted to move in the older games, and that seems to have gone. Which feels like a bit of a step back. I know it's a minor thing, but it's something that's been there since Game 1. It can't be too difficult to program in, then if they had it back in 1995. Alright, I want to get the walls. Alright, this will add some defenses here, additional passages. I like the traps, because I haven't actually had many sieges, but basically this will act kind of like the moat in the old games, stopping them and damaging them. So I want to get those. But the main reason I want to see this is because, as you can see, there's like this path that takes care of this building tree. So I want to get the treasure, which is the final step in improving our income. Give me an extra 3,000 gold per day. That's what I want to get. I also want to come back and upgrade my troops. Okay, that's easy now. Let's go take these on, and I'll actually fight them, because this is a large number of them. And we'll get to see a bit more combat in this game. Alright, as you can see, there's this little forecast thing. I don't really care for this. I can accept the results, but I want to actually battle anyway. I don't like these things in some of these games. I understand why they exist, to show you, like, because if you hit flee, by the way, this isn't flee as in, you know, don't fight. It's flee as in you you run away and all your troops get killed. This is misleading. This is just accept the results, but I actually want to battle, so to demonstrate this. But yeah, there are some elements of this I don't like. I hope you can turn that off in the full release, because I really don't like auto battle stuff. Alright, so we have some ranged troops. Let's go for the Dark Elf stance to improve my troops' defense. Alright, let's see what my spells here. So I can heal now, Magic Arrow. Yeah, so Magic Arrow does more damage. I guess the main reason is Lightning Bolt will improve with level, whereas this stays kind of the same. Energy Explosion's basically like a mini fireball. Blessing. Deals 10% damage, protects duration only 2 rounds? Really? Ah, Bless is nowhere near as good as it always used to be. Alright. Magic Arrow! Let's soften up these archers, because they're going to shoot at us, and that way they do less damage. Alright, let's wait. Yep, there we go. Okay, they have these chakram throwers, I can't remember what they're called. Jasper dancers. They have this ability that lets them bounce their glaives off of his 2 enemies, but divides the damage. That's kind of nice. And these Sun's Aegis, these swordsman-style characters, have this large shield that reduces the damage they suffer from ranged attacks. Alright, so let's move you there. And have you teleport in. You should be able to get there now, yes. Alright, let's try this blessing spell out, because Bless used to be really good. So it's not max damage like it used to be. So they don't get to counterattack for the rest of the round, but they're dead, so it doesn't matter. One more thing to point out, there's this energy meter here down here that will fill. Some creatures' special abilities require that to be used, so just keep on. There's also a spell that fills it, but this is not really all that important to understand at the moment. Oh. More magic missiles, which is what Magic Arrow is based on, basically. Alright, where's my hit? Yeah, hit and run. Use this. I love this little ability they have. Keeps them out of harm's way. So they should be poisoned now. Alright, so you can use your venomous spit. Yeah, you can move there and spit from one space away and not get attacked. I like the dungeon faction has all these little tricks they can use. It's kind of nice. Each faction seems to have its various little things here that help. So I can get expert sorcery. So my spell damage goes up, and I can get one of these two. Or I can start working on one of the schools of magic. I don't really care about resistance. This is only going to be handy if we run into another hero, and we're getting almost at half a point of the video anyway. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's start working on the schools of magic. There you go. Dragonbone Greaves. That's actually so we also have equipment for magic items. This is from, again, what leftovers from Heroes 3. A lot of similarities to 3 in this one, because a lot of people thought 3 was the highlight. I personally thought it was 2 for the series, but that's a difference of opinion. So I just get extra to improve my spell power and my knowledge, which means my spells do more damage and I have more mana to drop on. Alright. Got basic thaumaturgy. Yeah, so this allows you to use the spellbook one more time per round, but the spell cost goes up considerably. But because I have Magic Arrow, 300% times 0 is still 0. Oh, I got another one. Alright, let's get Expert Sorcery now. Now, where I like Magic Arrow, this is the one that I have a hard time with. All my spells and all my magic school spells gain 1 level, or my offensive spells ignore magic 50% of magic resistance. I don't think magic resistance can come up too much, so let's just get high mage. I got a 3rd level? Alright, let's get advanced insight so I can get more experience points. I kind of like knowing where the enemies are, even though I know it's a weak ability. Yeah, I don't want that. So I'm gonna get sagacity. How many levels am I going up here? Basic daylight magic then. That was 15,000 experience, wasn't it? Not 1,500. Alright. Oh, leadership is useful. But I like getting the schools of magic. Advanced arcane magic. Alright. And the reason I wanted to get this is each school of magic has this scholar synergy, and it has a name. Basically, the +4 spell power when casting arcane spells, and additional +1 for each other one of these skills you get in the other schools, which is why I really like focusing on magic. There we go. That's why Pandora's boxes can be useful. I just went up a whole bunch of levels. Yeah, so I can now see if everyone will fight, if they'll run, if they'll join me. Accept results. So yeah, so far we're doing pretty well. Alright, let's spend some of these law points. Tax collector. Sure. Get dragon scales. I usually like getting all of the abilities in the first row before moving down. I know that's not necessarily the best idea because there will be some good options here. Because this will give me a one-time bonus of alchemical dust. But I still have plenty at the moment, so I'll save that for later. I'm sure there's an optimal way of doing that. Someone will figure that out at some point, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to play the game the way I want to. There we go. So that was the treasury I built. So now we're getting a lot of gold, 7,750 gold a day. Another magic item that boosts spell power. Sure, let's get that. Let them run. Alright. There we go. Oh, intelligence is useful. Yeah, let's get intelligence. Oh, as I should probably point this out. I'm sure you've noticed as I've been leveling up here, but we have an 8 skill slots to fill. So I'm going to have to lose one of the schools of magic. Or possibly both, because I may not get both of them. Depends on which one we don't get, I guess. It's going to be random. That gives me a bonus to my attack power. The bonuses from these buildings we visit is permanent, by the way. Oh, a town. Called Newtown. Sure, why not? Alright. So, one thing I wanted to do. As you can see, Second Wind is a neutral spell. I'll explain that when I go into the Magic Guild in a moment. But as you can see, the spell casting cost from Bird's Eye is gone down. It's now level 3. If I cast it, I should be able to see more detail now. Yeah. So, let's see. So, at this level, let's shift on alt. Why is it different? Yeah, so base mana cost reveals location of all enemy heroes. Oh, so we might actually get to see one. At the next level, it'll reveal all cities. So there's an enemy hero just over here. That's why I like these viewing spells. They come in handy. Alright, let's go into my town for a moment. Alright, so go to the Magic Guild. Basically, at each level, there's these neutral spells, which we always get. And there are various ways that help you explore the map. And the Second Wind's one of them. It gives you more movement for mana for a turn. Alright. Alright. Oh, dear. Oh, yeah. Get the gymnasium for when I come back. Free levels, nice. I was going to say, do I work on troops or the Magic Guild? But I'll get to that. And as you can see, I am focusing on some of the side stuff, as opposed to troops, which might be why I sometimes lose. I can't get anything. But it's just a valid playstyle. During this week, all heroes' morale is maximized. Okay. Alright, I captured a second town. That was easy. Why was this not guarded? Alright, first things first. Recruit all those creatures. So the Lyceum lets us scribe scrolls, basically, but scrolls, I've never used them. Yeah, I'll build the Magic Guild here. Let's get the Labyrinth, which gives us Minotaurs, which is the first of our elite troops, which is the second tier. Alright, let's also look in here. Start working on the Byzantine Palace here to improve my income. And I will buy these. I don't want to wait till I upgrade them, but I'm going to leave them here to defend the town. Okay, so this will give us 3 random Nightshade spells. Sure. More spells is always nice. Run away. See, that's the thing. We constantly have to... They're always running away. Alright. Do I even need this? I have... Target creature text. Twilight, target enemy cannot use range. Yeah, take that. Eliminating enemy range troops for a couple rounds, that's nice. So these are kind of like the spell shrines from the old games, but now instead of them being from any school, they're from specific schools, and you get 3 random ones to choose from, as opposed to them it being fixed. Or well, it is random, but it's always one usually. Alright. Take out the rest of these, because I'm seriously going to regret this when I get into another fight. Trust me, when we get there, it's going to say something like, the odds are overwhelming. Your hero feels like this is your treat, because they always say that. No clue what are kitten horns? There are still some creatures I haven't seen in this game yet, obviously. Alright, let's head back. And let's get second level spells. Alright, what did I get? Alright. I want to unlock Ice Bolt because it's one of my favorite spells. Blink. Okay, I can teleport someone 3 hexes. I think the range goes up. Yeah, it does. So it's a short range teleport. That's useful. Oh, I got read minds anyway. enemy cities. Okay, that's not... Actually, no, that might be useful. Umbral grip spell like... okay, so this just does damage. Okay. Alright, and let's go to my other town, and let's get that palace upgraded again. Alright, enact some laws. Yeah. So now we take 10% less magic damage. That's nice. See, I don't even need to worry about magic resistance. I can just get it from this way. Also, my experience, magic resistance, like, the skill isn't very useful. Oh, okay. Leveled up. We'll have to wait till we actually get out of the town for us to actually level up, though. Alright. Let's upgrade the Minotaurs. If I still have alchemical dust, it's usually once you get to the later ones it becomes an issue. Alright, so the Minotaur Lords, I believe, have... There it goes. Parry. Counterattack before enemy gets to hit you at all. That's very useful. So I'm going to go with that. So as you've noticed, probably, the parry ability means every time there's an attack, the enemy gets to counterattack after you hit them. The parry ability means they hit first, which is incredibly useful. Alright. Oh, I can improve that. I don't really care for that ability, though, so let's go for Daylight Magic, and let's get Scholar Synergy. So now I have 2 of those. So my Arcane and Daylight spells get +5 spell power, what that means. Abyssal. I think though some of these are from the other factions I haven't actually played as yet, so that's why I don't know really what they are. Alright, normally I wouldn't do this, but there's an enemy here this way, and we're past the halfway point. Let's go see if we can get into a hero fight. Because I'm just basically showing stuff off at this point. Bank. Yeah, that's fine. I'll set the results. I know that saves time, but it kind of ruins the whole point of, you know, this being kind of meant to be a demonstration of the combat game. I know I'm playing. I know I'm choosing to do that, but still. Tier 1 creature growth in your seas improves by 4, so I get more troglodytes. Yeah. More troops is always good. Alright. So this is still... What? Okay, Shadow Flight. Oh, that's interesting. And I have Gate of... When did I get that? I guess I'm high enough level to cast them. Even though I don't have the 3rd level magic guild yet, that's interesting. Got some Bird's Eye again. Alright. Alright, so the enemy hero is still in this direction. Alright, let's see if I can get into a fight even though it might be suicidal for me to do so. It's difficult to tell where some of these things are meant to be. Recruits cavalry. Okay, this sounds like a night area, so that's probably what I'm up against in these regions. That's usually how these things work. Alright, let's get the Stilled Voices, which used to be called the Chapel of Stilled Voices, which produce Medusas, or Gorgons if you want to be Puritans about the fact that Medusa was only an individual, not a species, in the original Greek myth. And let's get the marketplace, so I can... Multiple marketplaces reduce the trade cost, by the way. I haven't really needed to do it yet, but as you can see, they're... Well, I probably should have showed it. The cost for them is going down for each... for the exchange for each marketplace I have. It used to be quite... Alright. There's someone. Alright, what... So do I have this? Yes. Shows the place I'm referring to all neutral... Yeah, so it doesn't show information on enemy heroes at this level. Alright. Now, they do seem to have slightly higher numbers than me. Even troops, so probably attacking them is a bad idea. I know I came all this way for it. Alright. You know what? I will... I'll save just in case this is a bad idea. It's always nice to do that. Defeat! Yep, there we go. Well, that's battle anyway. Yep, they're casting Ice Bolt. Oh, they got these burrowing worm things. Alright, Dragon Stance, improve my spell power. And now I'll hit you with Ice Bolt. Those things are nasty when they get in close range. That's what I'm taking them out now. Ow. I have double shot. Well, there are no elves in this game, so I guess I had to give it to someone else. There probably will be elves. Oh, wait, what? I thought I killed all of them. Why there's another one? Fallen high spawn count towards the power. Alright, they come back to life, apparently. As I said, the Hive faction isn't in the main this release yet, so I don't know how their mechanic works very well. Apparently I have to kill them twice. That's interesting. Spit on them. Ooh, high morale. That's right, we have again. Well, spit on them again. Oh, Cavaliers, or whatever they're called now. I think they're still called Cavalry. It might be the upgraded versions. They look fancier. Yeah, and Knights have Griffins now. Warlocks used to have those, which used to be my faction, but oh well. Well, Knights used to not have any flyers, so I guess that's why they gave them to the Griffins to them. I don't know, this isn't as massively one-sided as... Wait, what? Okay, so they're all doing that? Is this a glitch? I honestly don't know. I've never seen this before. What was that? Alright, yeah, this is starting to look bad. Alright, no, I don't think it's a glitch. This must be some sort of ability. Yeah, okay. Let's see, where's the surrender option? Yeah, so I just pay him gold and I get to keep my Minotaur Lords. Alright, so I don't think that was a glitch, it kept happening. Maybe they have some sort of resurrection ability. The Knights have had that on occasion in the past. Alright, where's the tavern? There I am. Alright, that probably will come back to bite me, but we are almost at a new week anyway, so... There you go, 50 to upgrade that. So as you can see, I'm going to have difficulty getting the next one up. Recruit creatures, alright. So Medusa Sculptors are the ones that can petrify, right? Yeah, I want those. That didn't go as badly as I thought it was going to be. Yes. Alright. That's usually what happens, except even more one-sided. So, yeah. Obviously, I shouldn't have done that, but I wanted to showcase it, obviously. How one-sided this is. Let's get... yeah, city dwellings improve switch from prison units. That's what I want. Before the new week. Towers not automatically... No, I want the improved damage for the arrow towers. Yeah, so I'm also going to get more troops, which is good because I just lost a whole bunch of them. Yeah, they're telling... Every time I end my turn, you see that notice, they're telling me, you still have... Your heroes can still move! Yeah, as well as movement. They do, that's been something since game 1 as well. During this week, all heroes can move greater distances. Oh, joy. They mean they can get to me faster. Alright. Well, let's recruit as best I can. Oh, wait, no, those are Minotaurs. I'm gonna get the... Oh, well. Upgrade. Slight waste of money, but that's fine. Sure, let's finish upgrading the walls. We might get into a siege here. Yeah, I want the main tower to shoot twice per round. Where should I go for the rest of this? Let's head this way. I haven't explored this way yet. No, I don't have enough. I don't have crystals for the treasury. All right, so let's show the marketplace then. So I want crystals. I have plenty of gems. So I need 3, so it's 9 gems. That's basically it. The marketplace comes in handy. But again, no way to trade for alchemical dust. That's going to be one of the main issues, I think. Alchemical dust will be an issue for upgrading really high-level troops, I suspect. But I suppose it's a game balance thing. Oh, they're going towards my town. I can see that on the map down here. No, this is a different hero. Well, I only have one choice because I know the other 2 spells. Probably should have come this way first and gotten this stuff earlier. Oh well. See? Like, they always run for me. Alright, expert insight. So this circus juggler's tent lets you upgrade something for free. It's charisma, +1 attack per... The bonus is doubled if your hero knows tactics. I'm not going to know tactics. Choose to teach her spells, but that's useless. Alright. Let's get the Chthonic home and build Hydras, and I will recruit them because I'm probably not going to be able to upgrade them at any point during this. Alright. What can I do here? Very little. I don't think it's going to matter. Oh! On the other hand, they're just going to ignore me completely. Okay. That's a first in the entire franchise, I think, where an enemy hero will ignore attacking a town that is vulnerable. Because taking towns is the key point of this game. It's how you eliminate the opposition. Interesting. Well, I'm going to finish up down here, and then I'm going to head back out again. Probably next week. Yeah, I can't even upgrade. I don't even have the resources to upgrade that, yeah. Alright, let's get the artifact merchant. I'm glad it's no longer 10,000 gold to build this place. The artifacts alone are expensive enough. Let's get to the gymnasium. Get another level when I head that way. Oh, another one coming. Third hero coming. Yeah, the AI in these games loves recruiting tons of heroes, by the way. It does help them explore faster, I suppose. Well, this is the last thing I can build. I might as well build it. Even though the Lyceum is kind of not really all that useful. See, I don't really want to build these because it's consuming what little alchemical dust I have left. I'd rather just hang on to it. I got another artifact merchant. That usually affects the cost of the artifacts, just like how getting multiple marketplaces reduces the trade value for resources. Interesting how you no longer get to see them move. That's 3 for 3. They've all gone by my town. Well, alright then. What is the victory condition on this map? This isn't one of those where like find the ultimate artifact, is it? There we go. All the level 1 laws enacted. Yeah, I don't see this really helping too much. Unfortunately, the remainder of this video is probably going to be relatively boring for all of you because I have to replenish my troops. So I'm not going to be up to much. Just cycle a few turns here where it doesn't matter. What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, this one barely has anything. Yeah, as you can see, they're like condensing their troops. Okay, apparently those are kitten horns, whatever those are. Maybe they're from Sylvan, because Sylvan tends to have lots of really cutesy stuff. Like fairies and unicorns, usually. Okay. Month of calm. Okay. So nothing. This is one of those ones where nothing happens. Let's get the chemical dust. One-time bonus for that, and I should be able to. Yes. All right. Why don't you regenerate? That's what I want. Regeneration. Chthonic Hydras. Alright, that gives me everything I can... Oh, I forgot to upgrade the actual Hydras again. Upgrade the Hydras. There you go, that gives me everything. Alright, start heading this way. Guess I'll upgrade the safe house. I'm not getting to dragons, by the way, in case anyone wonders. There's not enough time left in this video. You know what, just for some revenge and say the fact I did it. No. I get to battle you. And this is the definition of overkill. But you beat me. I had to lose to you last time, so. Ice Bolt. Oh, that's right. You have that thing. What is it that... No, he's only getting a turn, just because. Temporary stack. Carapace. Okay. Oh, okay. It blocks damage once. I don't think I've learned that spell. Quiet Eye of the Dragon. Okay. Got a magic item out of that. +1 attack, +1 defense. And you are the one who has everything. Yeah. Yeah, okay. This will probably be the end here. Anything else I can do before that? Oh, I can put the mage guild here. Alright, let's do that. It's not really all that important, but since we're about to end anyway, I suspect. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the AI today. Let's take you with me. Alright, let's look at the artifact merchant. Fish to the face. I like the, I do like the comedy aspect of that, but it's not very useful. Dragon Wing Tabard. How expensive? Exchange by that. Emerald Resonance Ring. Chitinous Shield. Plus 12 defense, but minus 4 attack. I can't afford that, but it'd be very nice. Alright. I believe a bunch of these artifacts are part of the same set. Power of the Dragon Father. Power of the Dragon Father. Power of the Dragon Father. All of them are in the same set except this thing. So what happens? Plus 2 all attributes. Yeah, so my stats are quite high. Alright, I suspect we'll be calling it here. So I hope you all enjoyed this little showcase of what Heroes of Might and Magic, the Olden Era, has to show for itself. It's a fun game. It's a nice continuation in the series. It's a nice next step forward. There's a few things I don't care for so far. Like the Alchemical Dust issue, and as you saw, the ridiculous disparity in power between enemy heroes and what neutral armies have. That's going to take some getting used to. That might take some correction, or at least some adjusting to on my part. Apart from that, the game works very well. I love the new spell research option in here. And I'm really enjoyed it so far, and I look forward to seeing it come out for full release. This is probably another game I'll do maybe some more videos on. The problem with this is well, there's no end to this, basically. The scenario will end, but the game is just a series of playing things. The fun of this is just actually playing the game. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll probably do some more videos on this at some point. And I'll definitely do videos on some of the older Heroes of Might and Magic games, which I also own. Until then, thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you again here next time with another video. I have probably another video I might want to put together soon, showcasing a different game. Not really a demo, but I might do that. Or I might start up my full Let's Play series again. For those of you wondering about live streaming, I considered doing that, but I decided against it because, well, I need to build up my audience a bit first. So I'm probably going to make that like conditional on a specific number of subscribers. I haven't decided yet, though, but it'll definitely be something that happens at a later date. So we'll definitely be continuing with the Let's Plays for the time being. So I was S.A.N, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye, everyone.